Well, Austin was just filled with local rock and roll bands.
Yeah.
You know, in the late 60s, you know, Rusty Weir was a notable one that made a name for himself. It wasn't until Michael Murphy and Jerry Jeff Walker and Willie Nelson moved to town.
Yeah.
And we were all rock and roll guys and band guys. So, you know, I've been playing bass for, I don't know, 10 or so years by that time. So I had a pretty good background in bass. So band guys started joining up with these songwriters, and we'd go into clubs and back them up, and then get invited to go into the studios and back them up and make the records.
Right.
So it was kind of how that had all got started. But Michael kind of started the fire, and then when Jerry Jeff did that Viva Terlingua record, it caught fire. It was a bonfire by that time. And, and you were right. You know, Jerry Jeff, he was on top of it at the time, even bigger than Willie and bigger than Waylon Jennings and Hank Jr. and all those. He was on top of it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, following Jerry Jeff around is a lot of fun, let me tell you that.
I could probably sit here and listen to you tell stories about day one until it's time to put me in the ground, man. And I know all these folks up here will agree with me, and everybody on the other side of the radio, if they know anything about Texas music at all, is that when you and your group gathered up down there and started doing all this, that was kind of the marker in the ground of where it all started and what that must have been like, man.
It was a lot of fun. Of course, we didn't know what we were doing. We was just doing it. So,
yeah.
You know, if you really want to know that, you read my book.
Amen.
That's the thing.
That's what I'm trying not to do, is just for you to get to open up the book today and page one and go. But there's so many stories that I know you could tell, and all of them, if not most of them, will be in that book.
I didn't tell a lot of stories because there's really no need to go around digging up bones.
Okay.
You know, yeah. I just tried to accent the positive aspect of the whole deal. You know, while we're talking about it.
Yep.
Let me see if I can put myself back in that place again. I was in London, England. I was stranded, sort of, kind of broke, and that means you're stranded when you're broke. In a cold flat. It was a fashionable, upscale flat. The Beatles actually lived in that apartment complex. But the British, being conservative that they are, they turn the heat off at 6 a.m. and it doesn't come on till 6 p.m. And that's good for people who get up and go to work and are not there all day. So about 55 degrees was the average temperature in this room. So I had a guitar in my hand one day, and I was looking out down on the square down there, and it was one of those stereotypical London foggy, cold, damp, and chilly days. So, and the first line was, well, it's cold over here, and I swear. And after I'd sung it for Jerry Jeff one time there in Lukenbach, he said, you should start out with when you're down on your luck and you ain't got a buck. So I did. In London, you're a goner. Even London Bridge is falling down, and move to Arizona now. I know why. I'll substantiate the rumor that the English sense of humor is drier than the Texas sand. You can put up your dukes, so you can bet your boots I'm leaving just as fast as I can. I wanna go home with the armadillos. Good country music from Amarillo and Abilene. The friendliest people and the prettiest women you've ever seen. Oh, let's fill up this dance floor. Well, it's cold over here, and I swear I wish they'd turn the heat on. Where in the world is that English girl I promised that I would meet on the third floor? And of the whole dang lot, the only friend I've got is a smoke and a cheap guitar. My mind keeps roaming, my heart keeps longing to be home in a Texas bar. friendliest people and the prettiest women you've ever seen. Well, I decided that I'd get my cowboy hat, go down to Marble Arch Station. 'Cause when a Texan thinks he'll take his chances, chances will be taken, that's for sure. In them limey eyes, ever eyeing the prize some people call manly footwear. They said you're from down south, and when you open your mouth, you always seem to put your foot there. I wanna go home with the armadillo, to country music from Amarillo and Abilene. The friendliest people and the prettiest women you've ever seen. The friendliest people and the prettiest women you've ever seen. Thank you. Who'd have thought?
It's Gary P. Nunn on the TXRDR Radio Show.
Thank you.
I didn't think it was going to happen this quick, but now I can officially retire. It has been done, brother. Man, that's awesome, Gary P.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you tell this story in the book or not, but, you know, a little bit of the reading that I have done, I seem to remember the story about when that song was put on the Terlingua record there from Jerry Jeff, that you guys actually had to do that song twice that night because the first time that you went through it, they forgot to record it or something?
Well, something was wrong because, I mean, we had never done the song before. We'd never even rehearsed it.
Yeah.
So, but Bob Livingston, my buddy Bob, Gonzo Bob, he knew the bass part. So, you know, as long as the bass part knows it, you can get through it. We did it, and the crowd went nuts, and then Michael Brodsky, our producer, came running in from the recording truck. It's parked right outside the Lukenbach Dance Hall. Mm-hmm. And he came in and said, "Oh, you got to do it again. We weren't ready. We didn't get it."
Oh.
And I went, "Oh, my goodness."
Was that his last gig with the band that night?
No. So, you know, that's when, and that's the reason that I said, well, let me see if I can put myself back in that place again, because it wasn't putting it back in London. In my mind, I was going back to the first of the song.
Right.
It's just like after a rousing, you know, ovation and all that, and then going back and start. So anyway, it was a wonderful, magical thing that happened, and I had no idea when I wrote the song that I would even ever sing it, you know, because I thought it was just kind of a funky little weird song, and I just did it to pass the time because I had a lot of time to pass.
That is phenomenal that the song that we all fell in love with was the second take. You know, is there anything of the first take at all, or is it only in your mind?
Well, actually, Jerry Jeff just revealed to me, just I was talking to him here a while back, and you know the tag, they put that long tag course that goes back into it after we'd finished. Mm-hmm. He said that was from the original take.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that until he told me so.
So that wasn't like a true encore, so to speak. That was the original first recording tagged onto the second take and made it all one big 7 minutes and 15-second song, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. You know, and after they pass like 4.5 minutes, you get paid double. So it worked out.
Well, good thinking. Good thinking. Well, I'm telling you, that one right there did it for a lot of folks, including this old boy right here, man. So thank you for that song, Gary P. Nunn.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm just, I'm humbled by the fact that I have it, you know.